All right, we're going to get into the video 2 of our product here. It's going to be why building your list is so important. All right, let's get this in here a little further here where you can see you here. I can't really see you right now, but we'll fix that. All right, so you're going to you're going to be creating a massive buyers list really quickly with this formula. Now, we covered in the first video on our 60-day challenge of 1,000 people that are buyers of your products. This isn't list exchanges. This isn't bonuses of your offer on somebody else's. Now, again, those are excellent other terms to use later on down the road, but this is for your offers. 1,000 buyers the hard way, for lack of better words. I mean, once you get 1,000 buyers to your list buying your products, you can do all these other things that are also very effective. Now, your offer doesn't have to be a novel. I've seen offers on the WSOs. I've bought them that were 15, 16 pages. Some of them less than that. 2 or 3 videos. Now, we're going to talk about the cost of running an offer. You're going to pay $40 for your thread. You're going to pay $19 for your first offer, $19 for your second, your back end offer if you have one, $25, $30 for graphics. If you don't have a membership yet, that's $3.99 a month, and there's also the $37 one-time charge. I think that's for 20 years or something like that. You're looking at about $150 to get started. All right, yeah, thereabouts. That's just a pretty close. I've got in this report $200, and that's with like a $50 fast start bonus. And what that would be like the first 20 or 30 people that sell you, first customers that one affiliate brings you. It could be 40, whatever number that you want to use. We call that a fast start bonus. It's very effective. You can use that. Excuse me. You can make a lot. You can easily make money with this model. Now, if your money's very tight and you can't invest 100% on both ends, like I suggest, then perhaps on the back end you could do a 50% on the back end of that to help pay for your launches, where at least you could break even. Perhaps you're short on time. You could hire a ghostwriter to outsource. But if you want to be launching a new product every 7 days, you're going to want to make that product finished every 2 or 3 days. Focus more from that time on polishing it and marketing your product. That's why I've said in the past that for this to work, and if you're limited on time, you might want to get at least 3 or 4 offers together, preferably 5 or 6 before you launch your first one. That way, if you're running into any problems along the way while you're having your full-time job, being with your family, watching your kids, you can do them a little at a time and still make this happen, to make it happen every single week. Now, well, here's what else that you're going to have to know about. Most of the time, people spend 80% of their time on creating the product and 20% on the marketing, and that's just backwards. It's really more like 80% marketing and 20% writing the product. That's a lot more of what really needs to happen. So it's something you need to know. You need to know about the mail-outs for your offer, who to have if you've got an email swipe, if at all possible. You need to know that when you do have customers, what are you going to say to them in the upcoming emails? Are you going to have an auto autoresponder set up? You're going to need to segment your list. You're going to have a list for your first offer. You're going to have a list for your back end offer at the very least. And this is things that you need to know. You're also going to need to keep track of your affiliates. All right. Now, take notes on this. Get in that Aweber account or whatever you're using for an autoresponder, and don't fool around with this. As soon as you start getting a customer list, you need to start mailing. Okay, I can't say that enough. You need to start mailing. I would suggest at least twice a week. Some people can mail 5, 6, 7 days a week. I'm not comfortable personally with that, but that's totally your choice. Now, I had a coach who trained me with the original project to help me launch. Now, I know I didn't make any money on my first offer. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I did. I spent $2,000 in coaching. I spent, well, over $1,000 probably in products that I bought and studied. I spent hundreds of hours in there, but I know that this does pay off. So again, this is going to be a case study. All the WSOs you're going to see me with a back-end offer of the Trojan Horse, which was my original. It's actually my second WSO. And if you bought that, you'll understand the method a little better. And I won't give that away up too much, but we're funding each one of our WSOs with our mastermind. All right. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later on. Now, again, if you can afford it, get a coach. Put it on that credit card. Move on. Get in a mastermind. It'll pay off for you in the long run. All right. Now, we've already discussed the real money is not in launching products, it's in selling other people's products and your membership fees you collect if you choose to have a membership, which I suggest you do. Because remember, if you stop working, the money stops coming in. So you want to eventually have so many products in your niche that if somebody buys one thing, they'll keep getting hit with stuff over time from your autoresponder. So it's the next best thing. So the next best thing to getting them on a membership site, you have this person that buys one thing. They enter your funnel. Then maybe a few days later, you sell them the next thing that you have. A few days later, upsell them to something else, and so on. Again, the money is in marketing products from other people's list and your own, of course, but there's more about that. It's selling other people's products. So if you do all these product launches, but you don't have a way to make it to take in a lot of new clients, then you need to rethink that. Rethink building a list. Building a list on your thank you page once people buy it. Building a list from giving people the chance to promote as an affiliate. So just an example. So if I like to put on the back of the book a call of action, I say, if you want to make a commission from referring people for this, here's where you get a solo ad here. Here's the URL you promote, and so on. And then when you're launching all this stuff, you're only giving yourself a certain amount of time to do so. There's a law called Parkinson's Law. And Parkinson's Law says if you only give yourself 5 hours to do something, then it's going to take you 5 hours. If you give yourself an hour to do something, it's going to take an hour. Now, it's a very interesting concept there. So think about what you can do to put the pressure on. Maybe you need to work 1 day less per week. So you can only work 4 days out of the week. So you can have no choice, but as soon as you get down to sit down to writing, whatever the chore is that you need to do. Maybe you need to, well, you've been talking about launching a new product every 7 days. You're going to need some motivation, not getting distracted. I would suggest that you do it in phases. If your goal is to have 4 reports for 1 month, write out the 4 reports. Then proofread. Go through the sequence of that, what it looks like, and make a sellable product. Remember, these are $7, $10 products. They're not, you don't have to write an epic novel. Just help them solve one problem. Next phase is record 1, maybe 2 videos at the very most for each project. If you don't know how to load up on Amazon S3, put your videos on YouTube, just like I'm doing here. Make one of the videos a mind map and then less than 5 minutes long. Excuse me. I've been talking so much today, I need to get something to drink. I'll get something in the next video here. Make one video about a special feature. Make sure that it's less than 5 minutes. Bam, you're done. Move on to the next report that needs videos. You need to be able to sit down and bang out a product in a couple of days. If you have to type fast, do it. If you have to record a bunch of videos, do it. Just get it done. Now, we're going to move on into why coaching is the key. I'm going to get something to drink, and we'll be right back.